But it all comes down to doing what is going to be both sustainable and effective for you. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former executive turned nomad entrepreneur. And a client of mine recently started using content marketing, right? Started creating content on LinkedIn to drive some leads and some new opportunities, and just to help in terms of authority building some credibility and business development efforts. She didn't really want to, right? It wasn't like she was a creator and she was looking to express herself or anything like that, but she saw the importance of creating content consistently and having her voice out there, building some brand, building some authority, making it easy for people that she comes across to actually see how she thinks and how good she is and how smart she is. She didn't necessarily want to start like taking selfies or anything like that. But if you're posting on LinkedIn, you probably know that taking pictures of yourself, like getting selfies or humanizing your content in some way, is going to help your content get more reach. Like it or not, like the reality is right now on LinkedIn, if you put pictures of yourself with your content, even if they're not related, you will get more reach. And her question to me was, do I have to put pictures? Do I have to put humans? And do those humans have to be me, right? Like she really didn't want to post pictures of herself online every day. You know, it really comes down to two things for you. And here's how I think about it. And by the way, this isn't the only way to think about it, but this is one way to think about it. I said it kind of comes down to sustainability versus effectiveness. If you're saying it is infinitely difficult for you to get selfies or put pictures of yourself up every day, that to me sounds like if you start doing it, it's not going to be sustainable. It sounds like you are going to start doing it because that's the thing that you need to do, but you're going to probably stop doing it because you hate doing it. On the other side of this, you've got effectiveness. Like you look at content and like it or not, if you do this thing with your content, it will get more reach. So if you do this thing, it's more effective. If you don't do this thing, it's more sustainable. The way that I would think about this is, where do I fall on this continuum, right? Like what do I want my content to do for me? And what's the frequency with which I need to post content? And what's the cadence that I'm going to be doing this? And, you know, all of these other factors that go into it. But at the end of the day, it would come down to what is sustainable versus what is effective. If I am writing to no one and I don't post any pictures and I just write the way that I want to write and, you know, all of that, that might be really sustainable, but if no one's reading it, what's the point? Write the way that the algorithm wants me to write, or I am taking selfies and I don't like it and I'm getting some reach on that content, but I stop doing it, then that's pointless too. What's the right balance for me? Where am I going to fall in this continuum? Where am I going to fall between the balance of doing what's sustainable versus what's effective? It's got to work. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. So it can't be all the way over here, but you have to keep doing it in order for it to work. So it can't be all the way over here. So where do you land? And that's going to be the answer to how much should you post? How often should you post? Should you post selfies? Should you write in a technical, jargon language that's really easy for you? Or should you figure out how to write good copy and make it enjoyable? Like, what is the optimal space for you? What's the right answer for you to make this sustainable and to make this effective? To make it sustainable enough that you will keep doing it and do it consistently, to make it effective enough that doing it is worth it. I don't love selfies. Like, I don't love taking pictures of myself, but I have found a way to make it relatively efficient, right? Like, I have a photographer go shoot photos of me like once a month. We use some of those for basically stock photos. My wife likes to take pictures, so I use a lot from her phone, and we reuse photos. Okay, so I have found a way to grab those. And then when I see opportunities, I'll grab that and we'll add it to a library. So I've semi-systematized it because I don't love it, but I want to err more on the side of effective. Like, I don't want to waste my time, and I want maximum reach from each post or from each piece of content or whatever that is. But it all comes down to doing what is going to be both sustainable and effective for you. And maybe that means writing online every single day isn't going to be your thing. That's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be your thing. Like, don't let the creators, who are, by the way, probably selling content systems and shit, tell you you've got to be here, you've got to do it every day. Like, you don't necessarily have to. You don't even have to write content. You don't have to do content marketing to sell shit. I know plenty of multi-millionaires that aren't posting shit online. But if you choose to go into the content marketing realm, then you got to find a cadence, and you got to find a style, and you've got to find your way to make it work. It's been helpful for me, and I hope it's been helpful for you too. If it has, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more business tips, marketing tips, sales tips as we go along. Adios.